from snowy Montreal. Welcome to my channel, first of all. This is the inaugural video, first one, and I thought we'd start it with a really interesting one, and at least for me. This is a vegan haul that I got off of Amazon of products that most of them are made in Montreal by a company called Yupik. I am not paid at all by them, but I have been interested in buying these, and so I just bought a whole bunch of them at once. And today I'm gonna try and share with you what they taste like and give you my review. Without further ado, let's get started. To start off with, I've gotten myself here a bag of chickpeas, roasted golden chickpeas. Now, most of these may contain peanuts, tree nuts, soy, milk, sesame seeds. So that means that they were packaged in a facility that has that stuff. I'm not very concerned about that, but if you are, you should verify the ingredients. This is what they look like. And I've had these before from other markets, and I found them to be typically quite hard and super dry. And yeah, they are pretty dry, and that's why I got my water with me. But they are also super flavorful. In the past, I don't think I've really noticed too much of a chickpea flavor, but these ones really have it. So that's nice. I've already started grazing on these things and including them in some of my meals. Putting them on top of a sauce is really nice. They add a really nice crunch, especially if there aren't any beans in there already. And next one is the roasted soy beans, and these are the golden soy beans. And these have a really nice crunchy exterior, less dry than the chickpeas, almost anything else would be, and a very nice roasted flavor. So very nice overall. Really fun to eat. Tasty, interesting. I've already mixed it with the black soybeans. So there's a few of those. They're bigger than the other kind of soybean. Smell really nice too. Now these are my personal favorite. I find them to be super flavorful, and almost a bit like a roasted coffee bean. So these are just what they call pepitas, and they are the kind of greenish variety of the pumpkin seed. You can sometimes get these white ones. These are the green ones, and I've had these before. Yeah, and they're good. Next, we've got some roasted red skin peanuts. Unsalted, of course. So most of these are unsalted. There was one item that I could not get unsalted. I don't know why they didn't offer it, but here's the roasted red skin peanuts. Very flavorful. I've had these from a few different sources, Bulk Barn and some Asian markets. I prefer the ones that are really crunchy and really roasted. I would say this one is about in the middle somewhere. So very good, very tasty. Next, this is Wasabi Beans. So it's got soybeans, black soybeans, edamame beans, cornstarch, wheat, flour, sugar, salt, and it's got some palm oil in it. I don't know why that's included. And it's got wasabi powder and Allura Red. So I didn't notice the Allura Red when I bought this item. I actually thought that this was a kind of a red bean that was included in here, but clearly not. I don't know why that they would include Allura, like some kind of a food coloring in a product that's probably very well marketed towards healthy eaters. I would suspect that that a lot of healthy eaters might not be so interested in trying this item because of the fact that it's got this food coloring in it. It also has palm oil, which, for a couple of different reasons people don't like. One, it's not particularly healthy, and on the other hand, there is a rainforest issue with that as well. So I already have it. I'm going to eat it, but I may not order this again. And well, you have a few other colors in here, so I'll show you those too. There you go. So you have black, red, and kind of like a whitish or pale one. And you can taste the wasabi, but it's not very strong. I've had wasabi peas before that are really, 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 really strong, and these ones are quite mild, I would say. So essentially, when you're eating it, you're getting a taste of the wasabi, but it's very low key, so that's all right. But if you're expecting to mix it with other things, you may find that the wasabi flavor gets lost. Maybe I'll keep this one for last. Like any good dessert, belongs at the end. Unless you like to jump the queue and get yourself onto the dessert before you finish your meal. Next is salted Valencian broad beans. So this is the only one that I bought that was not available in an unsalted variety, except I think that there might be some salt as well inside the wasabi beans. So here we have, let me just show you what it looks like. They're pretty big, and they kind of look like, well, they look like small chips, basically. There is oil, palm oil again inside this one, and salt. And just by looking at it, you can see that it kind of has a kind of a golden hue to it, as if it's been kind of cooked in oil in a way. And it doesn't say how it's been cooked. This item has been cooked. It doesn't say roasted, so I'm assuming that there might have been some cooking in oil, I guess. Well, maybe it's roasted with oil on it. I don't know. So let's give those a try. These are very good. They're very salty. So I recommend, if you're going to eat these with the other beans. It'll reduce that taste of saltiness. For me, it really stands out quite a lot because I don't usually put a lot of added salt. There is a bit of, I don't know, a potato chip type of a smell and taste to it. So I guess some of this oil has penetrated it, and it is in small little slivers, as you can see. So I suppose it's created a similar type of flavor. We're really getting through here. All right, next. Okay, and these are the edamame beans, and they're very nice and green. The kind that you usually have at a Japanese restaurant. That's these beans, and they're roasted. They have really nice colors on them. Yeah. These are super good. I would say these are my first or second favorite within this grouping so far, along with the black soybean. Again, they have a very rich and deep flavor. They are really, really tasty. They definitely have a kind of a richness to them, and I would say a little bit of that kind of vegetal taste, very green tasting. but really nice. And if you mix those together with the other stuff, it's really going to add a lot. Very crunchy and also roasty as well, as far as the smell and flavor. So really good. One thing that I like about eating these kind of beans is that as a snack, because of the dryness of that, you don't end up eating too much. So it has a double effect. One, you don't end up overeating, which we often do when we have snack food. And in addition to that, you also feel quite full from not eating too much. So it's a very nice kind of added benefit to this type of item as a snack food. So I would highly recommend these items. And as I said before, what I do typically is I take all of these beans and I mix them all together. They're very low in fat for the most part, high in nutrition. They leave you feeling very satisfied and very full. You don't feel terribly hungry after you've eaten them. But I don't do that for the nuts. The nuts I do mix together, but nuts are very high in fat, and so I tend to just eat about a handful of nuts in total per day, and that seems to do the trick. Now this one I'm not going to cook, or eat in front of you rather, because it needs to be cooked. This is whole oat groats. Basically what oatmeal looks like before it's been sliced and chopped up and powdered and everything else. And this is supposed to be the healthiest version of oatmeal, but it does require more cooking. I believe it's cooked very similar to something like rice or something like that. But it does have a very nice benefit to it, which is that the fiber is left intact, and that helps your body to kind of digest it better and deal with the carbohydrates in there. Kirkland brand, so that's a Costco brand walnuts. And there they are. And these are halves and pieces. Very fresh in taste, really nice. So, you know, sometimes you get these walnuts and they kind of have like a bit of an odd taste or flavor, but these ones are just really, really nice. Very fresh tasting. Okay, and I think that I've shown you everything. Yes. And we'll get to the best part. Everybody's been waiting for it, and here we go. It is the dark chocolate coffee beans. So dark chocolate, which is made up of sugar, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter, soy lecithin, in brackets soy, and then it's the roasted coffee beans. It has some confectionery glaze, which is made up of ethanol shellac, acetylated monoglycerides, and ethyl acetate. And then it's got some filtered water and acacia gum. And again, you know, may contain a few other things. So I love eating this as a snack, sparingly. I understand that you can get similar benefits from eating coffee beans as drinking coffee. And so it's a nice thing to have in the morning. Sometimes I have it with my oatmeal and fruit. And let's just have a couple. Since it's getting late in the day, I'm not going to have too many, but I will try some right now. For you, of course. It's got nothing to do with, I would normally not eat these at this time of day. When I eat these, I get the caffeine boost almost happens almost immediately, which is really nice. And I noticed that these particular dark chocolate covered coffee beans. Oh, by the way, I only get the dark chocolate kind because I know that you can get them with milk chocolate as well. But the dark chocolate ones tend to be the ones that are milk-free. So if you're vegan, definitely go for them. I find them super delicious. I've had them from other places where I've found that the coffee bean is a little bit more accentuated. There's less chocolate in some of the other ones, like for instance Bulk Barn seems to have a more of a coffee taste to them. Less chocolate, more coffee bean, whereas this one seems to have, I would say, a little bit more chocolate on it. I can taste that more than I do on the other ones. But these are really good and very tasty. And all of these came from at a fairly reasonable price through Amazon.ca. And thank you for joining me on this little tour. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them. Like and subscribe, would really appreciate it. And if you have any suggestions as to future videos, don't hesitate to leave a comment on that as well. And I hope to see you very soon. Have a nice day and enjoy Vegan Montreal.